All
I was
right.
gonna try to screw with you guys and stuff with that song I did,
Five.
but nah.
4,
Can't do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
To gain that tune.
Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the house yet again. Man, it's gonna be a fantastic show tonight. It's our 70th episode. Did we decide if that's a milestone or not? I think 69 was a bigger milestone, right?
I think every episode's a milestone.
I think that's your response every time I ask about that. So yeah, let's go with it, man. Every episode a milestone. It's your boy John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Weiland. Say hey.
Hey.
Oh yeah, man. So if you're just joining us here on Game That Tune, we listen to video game tunes, guess the games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia, goof off, have a lot of fun, and yeah, that's just what we do around here, man. I think tonight's going to be a pretty fun episode. Whenever you win, you get to play a bonus tune and pick the theme for the next game. And David Fleming was our winner last week, as he frequently is. So, David, what'd you pick for this fantastic milestone episode 70?
I picked the theme of Mario, games in which Mario makes an appearance. There are many, so I thought it would be interesting to see what everybody comes up with.
Yes, I like it. Because David Weiland asked after you picked that theme, like, aren't we scraping the bottom of the barrel? No, it's a very deep barrel.
Yeah, it's a great well.
Yeah, Mario is in a lot of things, and I actually went back and looked through our list of what we've used so far, and we have used not necessarily Mario series, but games in which Mario makes an appearance. 35 games.
Good God.
In the course of 70 episodes. So every other episode that we've done has had a Mario game in it. And tonight you're getting at least 5 of them. So yeah, we're kind of Marioing it up, and we're still not even close to like the middle of the barrel. Like there's so much Mario to go around. And yeah, so it's going to be a fun, upbeat show. We got 5 great games. We got I think a couple of fan requests this week. And I think we're going to have a blast. So, let's jump into the Mario pipe and start the show. John?
Oh, damn it. I should have used the pipe sound effect for what each game.
No, what do you mean? We totally have that. Like, just put it in place. It's cool, guys. Don't worry about it.
Blum, blum, blum.
Game 1.
I might have some glitchy audio files here.
No, I think that's just part of it.
Okay.
It kind of stops a little bit sometimes. It's like kind of a weird jerky song in some parts.
Okay. We're going to edit a better version of that in post.
All right, so the only trivia I can find for this game, I mean, it's already going to be given away completely, I'm guessing, right? But this is going to give it away even more, though. You guys ready for it?
Yeah, I actually.
Oh,
need it.
yes.
This has not been given away to me yet. As the worst
Because
member of this
apparently,
show.
the 1989 prototype of this game is the earliest known build of the game, and at this point in development was called Virus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
There
Oh.
it is.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Well. There's
Feel
only one
like,
thing this could be.
I think I have a pretty good answer.
I think so.
It was the trivia, right?
It was.
I'm really pulling deep from
exactly.
the barrel here, guys. You don't know.
Trivia really helped me out. Honestly, the
Hence,
trivia
yes.
didn't help me at all. I got real dumb.
I like how the prototype of this game was called Virus, and the theme is games where Mario appears, and you still couldn't figure it out.
Pretty close, man.
You
I
need
took the
another-
opportunity to write a really bad joke.
All right, so we got David Fleming says Dr. Mario drew a bunch of pills. John Regan says Dr. Mario's not a real doctor. Don't let him touch your genitals. And then we've got John Harrington says I got a fever. The only prescription is Dr. Mario.
That's a good Walken.
Terrible Christopher Walken. Wow.
So, David, what's the game?
Yeah.
Jesus
that's
God.
Dr. Mario.
I should have done that thing where I saved all the points and updated everything before he said anything. Just in case you were wondering. Yeah, that might have been Dr. Mario there.
So, did I actually trick anybody out with the first two songs? Because I picked like the kind of weird ones and then just went for just obvious with chill.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I am slightly upset that you didn't go with the multiplayer victory song, because that song is amazing.
I had it actually in here as a bonus thing, but I realized it's like a minute long as like the little like ditty for if we all got an ultra. which might be edited in post, which is apparently
Oh yes,
this episode.
you're hearing it right now if you're listening to the
Yeah,
podcast.
you're hearing it right now, everyone,
Yeah.
of course.
It's good tunes.
Oh,
Mm.
it's so good, man.
So yeah, man.
This game caused a lot of fights in my childhood. This is like where friendships went to die.
Really?
Oh
Man.
yeah, like
Yeah.
older brother played this game with me a lot and stuff. Kicked my ass at it, and by watching him play, I know how to be an asshole in it too. In multiplayer, like I make people angry.
Okay.
Getting
So
like
you
4 or
had
5
one of those weird childhoods where you fought over puzzle games. Yeah.
Dude,
I remember
Dr.
that,
Mario
yeah.
is brutal,
Whatever,
man. Like especially in
every
multiplayer.
Yeah. No. I never had it as a kid, but like, it's it's a fantastic puzzle game, and I've played
it's a
the hell
great
out of
game.
it in every phase of my life except when I was a kid when I owned an NES. But
Has
has
anybody here? I didn't have Dr. Mario, but I did have Tetris 2, which is basically the same game.
All them
Is
fighting
it
words,
though?
I think. I think those are fighting words.
Get out of here.
Am I the only one who had Dr. Mario as a kid?
Oh yeah, same. I had it too.
Oh,
dude.
okay. I was about to
Yeah.
say, I was like, yeah, I never had it as a kid. Like, really?
All right,
Yeah,
David, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Me and John will do impressions of the viruses while you guys chat.
Oh yeah. Also, apparently, another trivia I saw in there, but it had the word virus in it too. So I was like, apparently, according to one of the trivia, I'm getting distracted by this so bad, but it's so
Okay,
good. That's so good though. John's on point with that, man.
Yeah, we played it.
But, supposedly, according to I think the Game Boy manual for the game, the red virus is actually a chick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that, but I was like, let's see, red virus is a guy. I can't say that; it's way too obvious. I'm like, the prototype of the game is called Virus. Like, it's still obvious.
Yeah, no, there's no way to give non-obvious trivia for such an obvious game. So you just got to lean into it. I mean, that's
Like,
the whole thing.
oh,
You
here's
really
the thing,
should have
this
just
is
gone like chill, fever, and then anything else, and just.
It's, like,
It's a
here's the
Mario
game.
episode. I'm telling you, it's going to be hat trick, hat trick, hat trick, hat trick, hat trick.
I
and
also
then we're
have,
gonna-
if I remember correctly, I think they've renamed the viruses since, but originally they were Chill, Fever, and Weird. Like the yellow one, like doesn't even have like some kind of medical thing. It's just weird.
Lou
Oh,
Garrett.
I was oh,
Oh,
Oh, I was just
chill fever and like bonitis. I don't know.
when I hear weird, I just imagine you go to a doctor because just like you're too into anime and he gives you a prescription to make you less weird. Like
Get that fever from more cowbell.
so that's what I like. Like if they were actually viruses, it's like you go to the doctor. Oh, you've got a chill. Here's some pills. Oh, you've got a fever. Here's some pills. Oh, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
You know what the other one
throw
is?
some sugar pills out and see what the fuck happens. I don't know.
The yellow virus, it's an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. Come on. Yeah.
From all those super mushrooms, right?
That's perfect.
Dr. Mario and cross Cialis. It'll be fucking fantastic. You win the game and it's Dr. Mario and Peach sitting in 2 separate bathtubs holding hands. Like, come on, it's a
the
perfect
easiest-
game.
It's the easiest game of Dr. Mario because all of the viruses and all of the pills are blue.
Yeah, exactly.
There we
Every
go.
match.
Yeah.
Blue pills, blue viruses. And there's some hidden cutscenes that we're not going to talk about.
Kind of a good segue for that, actually, too. Have you guys actually beaten the game on hard mode at level 20?
Nope.
Okay,
No.
so when you beat the game, and originally it shows the viruses are in a tree, and then a UFO flies by and brings them up into it, and then flies off. So it's kind of implied they're aliens or something. Which is fucking
Interesting.
weird. Like, it's a fucking weird twist.
Dr. Mario is the reverse of War of the Worlds.
Kind of, yeah.
Spoilers
There you go.
for a 170-year-old book, I guess.
Damn it.
I was going to read that eventually or watch a Tom Cruise movie. No, it wasn't.
No, don't.
No,
I've already seen it. I saw it in theaters.
God, no, I would watch the shit out of Tom Cruise as Dr. Mario. That would be pretty good. Like,
It'll be just like him doing like his like I'm in a hurry and like running with a stern look on my face thing, which is
it'd
throwing
be
pills
so
at people.
tight if they introduced Dr. Mario into the Dark Universe. And so it's like the Mummy and Frankenstein, and then just like Russell Crowe or Tom Cruise with Mario's mustache and a lab coat.
I would-
Not helpful
I would
against the
totally-
Mummy.
Fuck, I would totally watch like a Van Helsing style like Dr. Mario movie where it's just him fighting aliens and shit.
Yes,
Like,
Or
goddamn.
or I mean, really, the logical answer is a TV procedural with either like Grey's Anatomy or like a House kind of vibe.
Oh yeah. Like one part ER, but like one part like Netflix miniseries with like some supernatural shit thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go, man. Fucking new Patreon goal. Sweet.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of like an operating room of people scrambling around like, we don't know what's wrong. Something is going. The virus is spreading. And then there's just a slow pan over to like the corner and you see like Mario's like, I got this. He just pops open a jar of pills and just keeps throwing them at the guy's face.
Stop, he's
I like
already
picture
dead.
like a serious ass like house thing, like drama. It's like, we don't know what it is, doctor. We tried fever. We tried chill.
Let's get weird
It's
with it. Like,
weird. Did you try weird? Oh my god. Yellow
that was-
pills.
So
I
weird
always wondered,
is
too.
lupus, is what I'm understanding.
No,
Yeah,
it's not lupus.
Oh,
not
damn
Come
it.
on. Weird is definitely not lupus.
It's just like a disease that turns you into Danny DeVito.
Okay, now you've lost me.
We're gonna get weird with it.
I'm gonna get real weird with
Oh,
it. Season 5
that-
of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think season 5,
Yes,
episode
thank you.
1.
Thank you, John. Yeah.
There's something I've always wondered about though too. Like when you fill the jar too full of pills and like you lose, I just like I've always imagined since I was a kid, it's just him cramming pills down someone's throat and they're just fucking dead.
Oh,
It's
God.
like, well, that didn't work.
What's a jar? So it's that's the thing. They made very clear that you're not throwing pills into someone. You're throwing them into like a a cocktail. Now, if you give that deadly cocktail to somebody, then you got a problem.
God,
if
yeah.
Dr. Mario, like hot shots somebody and then they die. Yeah, no, you got a big malpractice suit on your hands. But
See, I always
no, it's
assumed
very
that's
clear
why-
you're not throwing them into a living
In later
being.
years.
I always assumed that the viruses weren't in someone. They were just like in a petri dish. And so you're trying to kill them before they can escape and spread. That's why you're like throwing pills into the jar.
Yes.
That's a lot less dark than I was thinking.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be dark, especially Dr. Mario.
By the time you get to the top of the pill, they're like they're fucking antibiotic resistant or something like that. They're like, what's up, bitch?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Just the whole game gets a MRSA infection and has to shut down. It's yeah. There's a number of bad ways that Dr. Mario can end. But anyway, Dr. Mario is fucking awesome, and
It
I don't
is.
know, man.
It's a fucking great game.
Yeah.
It's been
When's the
ported
last-
into so many
When's
things
the last
too.
time they re-released it? Like,
I believe they have a Dr. Luigi for the Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
they do.
I
You're
haven't
Luigi,
played that
baby.
game. Basically Dr. Mario, isn't it? But kind of like a little bit more like Puyo, I think. haven't
I
actually
think
played-
No,
I think it
it's,
has L-shaped pills.
Yeah,
Right,
there's a
fuck, that's what it
promoted
is.
L-shaped pills.
You're a Luigi, dude. Pay attention.
Yeah.
There's only a few things that define Luigi, and one of them is definitely the letter L. But anyway, anything else on Dr. Mario
I do have one
or
more
his
thing,
many
actually.
TV spin-offs that we're planning?
I have a childhood memory from Mario actually, where my mom and dad were both very competitive about that game, and they were trying to get the high, like break 1,000,000 points first. And this was like right around the time I was moving down to Florida, and my dad had the NES with him down in Florida. He like went ahead like a week to start packing things and get him down there, and he beat it, got 1,000,000 points, and he fucking recorded it on a VHS tape and sent it back to Washington D.C. so we could see it.
Damn.
Good
son.
for him.
It's so good.
Anybody that records a fucking Nintendo achievement on a VHS tape, that's they're all right with me. That's fantastic.
Just something that like this generation just won't understand, man. Just like recording a fucking VHS tape of like, yeah, kicked your ass.
Yeah.
Send that shit like 10 states away. We got this shit.
Go back and listen to our Mario Paint discussion back in last year's August Absurdity if you want to hear about some videotapes. Anyway, Johnny, let's keep it moving.
Game 2.
raucous.
Yes, that is the word I would use.
You can just go straight to guessing if you want. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This game's trivia is no. Okay, so
Come on, man.
The art style of this game is said to be Shigeru Miyamoto rebelling against Nintendo's internal evaluation committee. Nintendo had a committee that wanted like some new games to feature pre-rendered visuals similar to Donkey Kong Country, the pre-rendered 3D graphics. But Miyamoto disagreed, and he said he actually went back and reworked their art assets to look as if they'd been drawn with crayons.
Again, one sentence sooner you should end the trivia, but still, thank you,
I
Shiggy,
needed
for that
thank you.
decision. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
let's see some answers. No. All right.
Gonna set that in the background.
So let's see. John Harrington has Super Mario World 2 Adventures in Babysitting. David Violet says Yoshi's Island. David Fleming has Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. And that is correct. This is Super Mario World 2 Adventures in Babysitting Yoshi's Island.
Yes, exactly.
I would
I remember
like
the
to,
90s.
I would
actually
like
did
to
that trivia though.
make a motion to disqualify John because this game does not feature Mario. It features Baby Mario. And if the spin-offs have taught us anything, they are separate characters.
What? What? No.
I'm
What?
completely fucking with you right now.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I was gonna say.
I'm like,
Is
he might
it-
not be. I don't know.
Is it
I
bad
thought he
that
was talking about me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
it
I
bad?
said babysitting.
is it bad that I believed that? Like, was there some kind of time split in some other game I didn't know about that makes them into different, kind of like
I
how
really
there's
got to
multiple
keep up that
links.
Super Mario World timeline, man. If you get a game over in Super Mario World, it actually causes a timeline split that affects the story going forward. Only certain events happen. I can't correlate these two.
Pretty sure Baby Mario gets the Master Sword, right? And then he turns into adult Mario. And then he goes to fight like Kraid and Ridley or something.
Yes.
There's
It
actually
gets weird.
there's a really
and Mother
good,
Brain gonna get you.
there's a really good I don't know if y'all ever read Brawl in the Family, but the guy did a series of comics where it was like holiday vacations and various Nintendo characters went to other worlds. So Luigi went to Hyrule and he goes into the
God.
castle. He's like, I'm gonna meet the princess and everything. It's like, oh, you're the man in green from my dream. Here, go fight these villains and everything. And he pulls out the Master Sword and becomes like this giant buff Luigi with a huge flowing beard.
That I like.
Sounds awesome.
Can't
I
believe
forgot-
they've been reading my journal.
I forgot to mention that I picked this game, and then John told me it was a request also. So I do want to thank Dire Honchko for sending in the request. But I had already picked it as my game, so it's both now.
He's a good requester, and
Yeah.
I was gonna
Porque
say,
no los dos.
thanks, Johnny. You ruined that joke that I was gonna go for, where you didn't ever pick a Mario game because there are no Mario games with Sonic in them. Wow, jeez, God, comedy
minute.
points, man. We're after him. So Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, pretty great. How many people here played it? David Fleming, I'm looking at you, Super Nintendo boy.
So, fun fact: I've never played the original version of this, but
Mm.
I have heard that Baby Bowser fight song so many times that after the first 3 notes, I knew exactly what game this was.
Yeah, that's kind of how these songs go. They are pretty well known there. Yeah, fun confession on my part. I never actually played much of this one either. I never got a chance, or I never got around to it when it came out kind of, it came out like 95? Like kind of late in the Super NES life cycle, really.
Something like that, yeah.
And so I just kind of glossed right past it and, hurried up to the Nintendo 64. And then, the few times that I've attempted to play it over the years, I maybe played 20 minutes of this game in my entire life. And it's fun. It never hooked me, man. I think when I played it, I always was hoping for something a little bit more like Super Mario World. And it's completely different than that. So, I don't know. Johnny, you got to have some opinion on this, right?
Yeah, so I actually I did rent this when it came out. So I actually did get to play it on the Super Nintendo when it was new, and it was pretty like those graphics. The graphics effects were pretty mind blowing at the time because I think it's the only game I ever played that used the Super FX 2 chip.
Right.
And they used that for the whole I'm pretty sure that's how they pulled off the whole touch fuzzy get dizzy effect. There's an enemy that if you touch them, the whole screen starts warping like you're drunk, and the music gets all weird, and it's really hard to control.
Okay.
And there's also effects
Nice.
where they have some 3D doors that fall in from the background, on top of you. And I think that's also how they pulled off all the scaling effects, because you would usually fight a boss and be tiny, and then Kamek would come in and make him grow.
Right.
And that chip was how they made it, actually grow.
All those things, and all I knew about was the boss scaling. Other than that, no, I didn't play long enough to see any of that happen. Dang it. But yeah, I mean, love Yoshi, love the crayon art style. Could do without the crying baby in the game, but
Yeah. I've also only played the game for about 20 minutes or so myself because I had a childhood friend that had it, but I never went to his house that often. But I remember the crying baby. That was about a good 15 out of the 20 minutes that I've played the game was just him oh wow. I'm like, oh my God, stop, just let him die.
Yeah, sadly, not the object of the game to ignore the crying baby. But
I don't know if you guys saw this, but I streamed myself playing a ROM hack recently of Yoshi in Super Mario in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it's basically Yoshi's Island but set in Sonic. And I loved it because they ported like all the major features, from Yoshi's Island to this game, except the crying baby sound. I was like, oh, thank God.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah. What sound does it make?
nothing, because the way the countdown thing works is, your rings are the countdown, for when Baby Sonic is loose. So you're hearing the ring sound pop out, but you're used to hearing that. It's not a big
Baby
deal.
Sonic. I did see some of this. So yeah, good job. And yeah, that's awesome, man. You and your damn ROM hacks. That one actually is like one that I should play.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The weird, depressing ones where Sonic gets super fat. Yeah, it's cute. This one actually looked like a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
David
but yeah.
Fleming, what are your? Because you played this on the Game Boy Advance, right?
I did. I have played the GBA version.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the game?
Which is apparently like a very, very poor version of it. So I remember mentioning, it's like, oh yeah, I played it on GBA, and then got like shunned because they couldn't. This is one of those games where, because they used the FX chip like so much, it's very difficult to port. So the GBA version is not the best version. But I really like kind of the exploring nature, because you do like the levels are bigger, so you get to just like go around. Like,
Yeah.
I have played Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy. That level is insane and amazing. And I really like the boss fights, because, like you said, they start off kind of like basically just regular enemies, and then they get blown up and huger into the second wave.
Yeah.
It's good. No, it's cool. Because Super Mario World didn't even have like second wave boss fights besides Bowser. And thinking about it, they did kind of like a zoom in thing on him, but it wasn't like it's not like he got huge. He just stayed in the giant helicopter thing. But yeah, it's a cool game. It's just, it wasn't like I said, it didn't grab me the way I expected it to. Because, from everything I've heard, it's like fucking, like the high watermark of fucking 16-bit platformers. And
is it on the SNES Classic?
Yep.
It will be on the SNES Classic.
Okay.
I'm sure one of us will get that thing. Like, right?
Assuming we can find one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, fingers crossed. That they make more than 3 of those things. But yeah, it's a cool game. Great soundtrack. Love the chipper tunes.
I feel like this is one of those games where, and I know the Mario games do this a lot, but this was the first like technically Yoshi game, and I feel like every other Yoshi game basically just remixes this soundtrack.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I've noticed that more and more through the years. It's like, Nintendo really doesn't hesitate to fall back on those like really solid Mario and Yoshi jams, like, and with good reason. Like, if you compose something really, really great, use it and continue to use it. It's it's good stuff. Well, I don't know who to thank, John or the requester, but great pick. Dire Crow, not John. Anything else on Yoshi's Island before we keep going?
No, I think it's a great game. I think John, maybe I'll try playing it again and seeing if it grabs you this time.
Yeah. No, now that I've become all about weekend game streaming, maybe I should play through that one for the very first time in earnest, like, because it's been long enough since I played it that I've forgotten everything about the game. So tune in at some point in the future to watch me suck at Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island here on GameNet 2. Yeah.
Game 3.
Man, they got some cool effects going on there.
This is weird. I like it.
That's a song I know all too well.
Ooh. Yeah, that's like the kind of stuff you hear from guys using Little Sound DJ to make tunes. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure, whatever you say, John.
all right. So this is our fan request this week from the Sigma Omega on Twitter. You guys ready for some trivia?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yes.
the upcoming Super Mario Odyssey has a outfit for Mario to wear that is the outfit he wears in this game. I am 99% sure I meant to export a longer track and did the wrong one, but oh well.
That's why you listen to the podcast, baby. You get longer versions of some songs when Johnny fucks up. Cool. Well done, John.
I do
So
better.
much for
I do better with
so much for
trivia.
every game being a hat trick. Jeez.
I do better doing other people's games, like trivia wise, than I do my own.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just realized the guess I was gonna put down was Mario is missing, but through the name of that game, he's clearly not in it. So what the fuck is this game? I don't know.
Games featuring Mario. Mario is missing. Hmm.
Yeah. I love the costume that Mario is wearing and Mario is missing.
It's just nothing. He's just gone.
So,
Can you get another
Oh.
trivia?
It's on Game Boy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that you probably could have pieced together from the sound quality.
Yeah.
you need to, at a certain point on Game That Tune, you need to be able to recognize Game Boy tunes, or certain systems. But anyway, how you feeling, David Fleming? How you doing?
I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Yes.
I think I might have those.
Crap, is that what that one's called? One second. I gotta look something up.
No,
No,
No, fuck that.
no
Turn
more
your answer
Googling.
around.
We're too late.
The time for Googling ends with the song ends. All right.
Yes, goddamn.
Let's see. John Harrington and David Fleming both say Mario's Picross, which is correct. And David Weiland says Wario's Woods, which is not right.
Yeah, you're damn right.
I
It's
was trying to
not.
remember the name of the one that's like the game where Wario's the bad guy. It's like a Game Boy Mario game.
All
Is that just-
Wario games.
Yeah, the one where you
Wario
fight
is
Wario
bad
is
guy.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins,
Okay,
where he's the main
shit, this one we already
antagonist.
played. We already done
Yeah.
that one. Okay, I was just like, it's one of the Mario lands. Like, I don't fucking know. Like Wario's
Calling
Woods
it
is a
now.
puzzle game.
We're
Shit, I
never ever gonna use Wario's Woods on this show.
Calling it
Now I
out.
kinda have to just
wait,
fucking
I'm
stay
using
here.
Wario's Woods.
no
Yeah.
Wario's Woods.
I'm calling it now. Next week I'm doing Wario's Woods. It doesn't matter what the theme is.
Damn it. Yeah. Jeez, I
Even-
thought I could issue like decrees on this show, but fuck Wario's Woods. This is Mario's P-Cross. So how many people here spent a lot of time playing Mario's P-Cross?
So, the fuck is a P-Cross?
That was the question that I was asking back in like 1995 when this was in like Nintendo Power. It's like, Mario's P-Cross. Oh, he's like a little explorer. No, it's a chiseling game? Nope.
Yeah, it's a logic-based number puzzle, something or
No.
other.
I have since played it, and it is pretty fun if you're into kind of, not in any way fast-paced, just like logic puzzle. It's kind of like Minesweeper, like just numbers and click in the right box, and don't fuck anything up. Like it's just you draw little pictures using number puzzles. You've never played a game like this, Jenny?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. David Fleming, what about you? You ever played P-Cross?
I have played P-Cross. I have not played Mario's P-Cross. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're very, very similar.
I bet they are. I don't know what era of P-Cross you played, but Mario's P-Cross on the Game Boy is pretty damn simple. Like, I think the biggest puzzle is like 15 by 15 squares. Like, it doesn't get super complicated. But if you don't really know what you're doing in those puzzles, it can be confusing as shit. Like, whenever I first played this, it's like, okay, I'll watch the instructions. Or no, at first I played without, looking at the instructions and just lost. And then it's like, all right, fine. I'll watch the little how to play thing. And it's like, they give you a number, and it's that, if the number is 2, then you're going to, at some point in your row or column, chisel out 2 things right next to each other. And then if the number is, 2, and then there's a 1 next to it, that means there's at least a space between, at least one, unchiseled space between those 2 numbers. So it's incredibly complicated to describe in a manner that, doesn't just kill the momentum of this podcast. But it's, at first pretty confusing, but at some point you get into a groove on it and you just start, just kind of chiseling, man. And it, it feels good.
I have to take issue with you saying the board only gets up to 15 by 15 squares. I did the math. That's 225 squares you got to consider. That is a significant number of squares, I think.
Yeah, no, it is. But I'm just saying it doesn't draw a terribly elaborate, piece of artwork there. I did. I'm trying to remember. It was the first 15 by 15, and it's a Game Boy, and just picture a Game Boy done in 15 by 15 pixels. Yeah. That level of quality. It's good. It's real good. But no, the game's fun, and it's it's just kind of chill. You just you once you can see the numbers, and it's, I feel like the thing that works against it is the timer. I feel like there should be no timer. There should be maybe some kind of way to penalize somebody for fucking up in the game, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just playing a game with no end. It's not really a game. It's more like just press these buttons. But it was so funny whenever you start playing. The timer is at 30 minutes for a 10 by 10 puzzle. It's like, well, fuck. Well, I'll never have to bother with that. But if you don't know what you're doing and you hit a wrong square, it dings you. And I was like, you click the wrong square and it says -2. I was like, oh, okay, -2 seconds. No, it's -2 minutes.
Oh.
And if you fuck up worse, and before I realized it was -2, -4, -8. So you get more and more time dinged off your time as you fuck up more during the puzzle, and I'm just like, oh, well, this is nothing. This good. And then I realized it was 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes. I mean, the next fucking mistake just ended the whole game. I'm like, oh shit! You only had 4 mistakes in these puzzles. Fuck.
This Explorer Mario ain't fucking around.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so the timer can kind of work against it if you fucked up a good bit, but you're getting down to it and you know what you're going for, but you see just a ticking timer in the corner, it'll it kind of fucks with your head, and it kind of ruins the chill vibe of just chiseling out a star. But yeah, it's a cool game, man. I can see why it would never catch on in fucking America at all, but especially in 1995. Trying to remember, let's see, gaming trends in 95. Did a Sony system launch that year? I feel like it might have.
I feel like the problem with almost all puzzle games on Nintendo consoles is, you're gonna play it for a few minutes and just go, this isn't Tetris. Just move on.
That's true.
I feel like that's the problem with all consoles.
Yeah,
that might be it.
Also, 22 years later, and I'm like, what the fuck is a P-Cross? And you guys had to explain to me. I'm like, oh, okay. I always thought it was a fucking sports game or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, wait, it's not Mario Lacrosse. Okay, I'm ignore me. Whatever. It's fine.
lacrosse, but everyone's tiny.
If it if it was like Mario's Picross, but it's set within a stadium full of cheering crowds and like fireworks.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes. Would love it. Yeah,
Finally,
no,
someone's getting excited for Picross, right?
I just think that, like the chill nature of it just doesn't really fly, especially in like mid 90s America where everything's extreme and Mountain Dewed up. And it's like, all right, here's a game with, kind of a time limit, but really you just have Mario wearing an explorer's hat and just kind of thinking in the corner, and then you're just touching little things and, look at, and it's, I don't know. It's just it's Game Boy in '95. Everything's surpassing it. Like there's a number of things that were like working against this, but playing it nowadays, it's a pretty chill puzzle game. I actually really dig it.
I would
and
play
that's
shit.
why I don't compare it to Tetris, is because it's not really like a time, fast twitch, like that kind of puzzle game. It's something completely different than Tetris. It's basically just drawing pictures. It's a paint by numbers, fucking chisel by numbers thing. It's not even really it's barely a puzzle, really.
I would love to watch a X Games version of Picross, like sponsored by Red Bull, on ESPN2. Like that'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm. How
think
does
that
that
would-
work?
I think that would probably have to be on ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah, John, please don't ask
That's what I'm
me.
saying. A
any
bunch of
further-
guys get really hopped up on Red Bull, and then you give them a bunch of numbers and like a fucking huge grid, and they have to punch out little things to make a fucking a pixelated picture.
They have
That's
to.
all over.
They have to chisel out by leaping off ramps on dirt bikes and hitting the square just right. Like,
Oh, dude, yeah, like a P-cross
Finally.
cross with
Excite
Tic Tac
Bike
Pro,
Picross.
yeah.
cross the X Games. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, or they have to skydive through a series of squares.
I would,
Yeah.
I would actually totally play an Excite Bike puzzle game.
I just imagine
they're-
It might be kind of good, actually.
one round.
I think we should stick to the extreme motorcycle theme just so we can call it Peak Motocross.
Oh, Moto P-cross.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't even be mad about that.
Oh,
That's a fucking
shit.
good one.
The skydiving
Yep.
version is good because you'd have to have 200 skydive jumps to finish a game.
Oh,
so
God.
either you're skydiving a lot that day, or you got a huge team of skydivers.
Dude, the fun
Or
question
you
of
just
that is
skydive and
where,
you can't
where
finish,
is the grid? Is it floating in the air? Is it you're flying and you have to land on the grid? Nobody worry about the logistics of this. You're just going to skydive or
Or
P-cross, okay?
I love
I
the
think
idea
that
of
would actually work, though.
diving
You're
through.
wrong.
It's like, whoo, we got the square. Okay, time to get the next one. Let me get back up into a plane.
Yeah.
Go through.
It takes a
Or
You
week.
just have to have
Somebody
a
just do it
plane with
like
225 skydivers ready to go, and you all have to coordinate using one little P-cross description. Here's the numbers. You have to figure out who's jumping where, and
No.
if you get the square wrong, it disables your parachute.
I figured it out. I've actually figured out the logistics of this. Okay,
Yes.
so the P-Cross board is like a giant board full of sections with that punch through paper that they use wrestlers burst through and everything at the start. So that's our
No.
board. The team is on the ground moving it to get it into position. Your jumper is on a bridge and it's a bungee jumper. So they jump down to punch through. And then when they get back up, they move it over to find the new spot.
Bungee cross.
Is
Oh
it-
my God.
Do we have a new Patreon bill to make this into an actual extreme sport?
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that sounds fantastic. And yeah, all it does it reveals a heart. It's not even anything awesome. It's just
No, it's a
15 by 15 fucking spade.
I was gonna say a Red Bull logo.
No, too many pixels.
I was just thinking, just punch out, it just says send nudes when you punch it all out. Or something
Anyway,
all right, we
fuck
have the
yeah,
best
man.
ideas.
Mario P-Cross, secretly dope. Let's get that X Games P-Cross going, man. Bungee P-Cross is fucking genius.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, great request. Johnny, who say thanks again for the request.
That is from the Sigma Omega on Twitter.
Fuck yeah, dude. Good call. Love some P-Cross. Let's keep it going, man.
Game 4.
I like it.
All right. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Jazzy.
Jizzy.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good.
Who would like some trivia for this game?
Yes, please.
Yes,
think-
please.
I think the trivia is going
Okay.
to have to do it.
In the intro to this game, a tournament board with every single character can be seen. In the bottom corner of the board, you can see the team of Toad and Toadette, implying they were originally playable for the game, even though they are not.
So you said Toad and Toadette.
Are not playable.
Okay. Okay.
I do have. I can give another piece of trivia if you think that would help.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. One of the power shots in this game is based upon the Nintendo toy, the Ultra Hand, where the character uses the Ultra Hand to extend out and do something that may or may not give away what this game is.
All right. Well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Let's try that.
Oh, poor David.
Oh. Sean Regan says Mario Kart DS, which is incorrect and has been used on the show before.
Damn it.
David Weiland says Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which is incorrect and has been used on the show before. Sean Harrington says Mario Power Tennis, which is correct.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, like 2-man teams. I was like, it's tennis, but like which one? There's like 20 of them. Fuck.
There's like 6, and only a few. Again, you got to listen to the music, and you got to know your GTT history, because we've used Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on the show. David's love for that game is very well documented.
Extremely.
That didn't really sound like Nintendo 64 music, and it definitely didn't sound like a handheld. So, my narrowing process got it down to the one on 3DS and this one, and I figured David was probably going GameCube today. So,
you guys are a lot better at this than I am.
I didn't take my own advice. When in doubt, go with Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform.
You idiot. That's also been used on the show. And hold on, I'll check with our research department. Yeah, Mario's not even in that game, John.
The perfect crime.
Oh, shit. So, Mario Power Tennis.
Yes.
I'm guessing that, like most Mario Tennis games, you played the shit out of this, didn't you?
This actually might still be my favorite of the Mario sports games.
Really?
I really like this game.
Yeah, that is a ringing endorsement, and I like it. I
not
thought you were going to
including
stick with Mario Tennis
Kart.
64 as your favorite, but,
See, Mario Power Tennis is awesome. And the thing that I love about it is that it's kind of broken, but not. Because the big hook in this game is you've got your standard tennis courts, but then you also get your special gimmick courses, which are like your Mario themed courses that crazy shit happens on. But you have the option to turn the gimmicks off, so you can just play on the fun themed tennis courses with regular tennis.
nice.
And then every character has 2 special power shots, an offensive and a defensive. And they're over the top and crazy and really fun. But they also kind of break the game, because your defensive power shot you hit when you're nowhere near the ball. And if the ball gets hit off the court, you can still return it. And that kind of breaks how a tennis game plays.
Yeah, there's certain rules to tennis that are
physics.
kind of got to stick with them.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. The courses were really fun. I liked a lot of the characters. The game's kind of weird because it's a GameCube one, so it's really pushing Mario Sunshine.
Love that.
Because there's a court that's based off of Rico Harbor on the giant steelwork rafters, and then there's another one in Delfino Plaza. There's 2 Mario Sunshine courts for some reason.
I'm sure this was being developed at the same time, and they didn't realize at the time that Mario Sunshine was going to be the fucking black sheep of the series. So it's let's just get it in there. People are going to love it. But not everybody does.
It also has Petey Piranha as a character, and he was one of my favorites to use.
Seems like he would take up a good portion of the court.
They kind of shrink them down.
Okay. He's his own doubles partner. He's great.
He did have my favorite of the defensive power moves, where he would just spit a ball of goo and it would turn into one of those goo piranhas that would slap the ball back.
Nice.
I thought that was cool. But it also had my favorite tennis court, which was the song from the last one. There was a court based off the original Mario Brothers arcade game, and it was done in flat neon colors, and it had the 8-bit sprites of the enemies walking across it, and they would fuck with you. But
awesome.
Every so often a POW block would appear on the net, and if you hit it, it would kill all the enemies on the course.
Nice.
And that's dope.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah, this game was really fun.
I gotta get a GameCube.
as you're describing all this
Hey,
stuff, it's
dude.
making me realize like all the reasons you hated Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Like,
Exactly. Like there was so much fun stuff and so much like Mario-ness added to this game, and then came Ultra Smash. It's like, hey, you grow big. We have a special mode where we just scale up your character model.
right?
Fun. Like,
Yeah.
God.
That'd be really funny if somewhere at Nintendo, like, you know, they're like developing Ultra Smash. It's like, oh man, we got years and years. We got stuff we can do. We're gonna have galaxy courts and blah blah. And there's some guy that just doesn't get it, who's like in charge. And he's like, no, you forgot. It's supposed to be about the tennis. You know, let's just get rid of all that superfluous crap and get back to tennis. We have to have something Mario in there. Big, make them big. Yeah. Okay, Jerry, you know, you're this is your ass. If this sinks the Wii U, then yeah, that's your ass, Jerry.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. God, Nintendo's Jerry. That's the guy.
Yeah,
I'd
there
like
was-
to meet.
There were, like I said, not all, but you had like Peach's Dome and Peach's Court, which was just like a fucking tennis court. But like all of the courts had these gimmicks that were fun to play on. Like Bowser's Castle was suspended over lava, so it tilted back and forth.
That sounds awesome.
You had you could unlock one of the unlockable characters it wasn't Shy Guy, because Shy Guy was playable from the start. You could unlock Fly Guy, which was the Shy Guy with the little propeller in his hat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was kind of like a 70s pimp. Yeah.
I was just thinking like Shy Guy with like fucking like hater blockers on, you know?
Yeah. Shy guy with a really sick strut just kind of coming in.
Fucking
The
like
court.
parachute pants, like a ghetto blaster.
Wouldn't Shy Guy's mask be like a hater blocker?
Yeah, exactly. That's what Shy Guy is. He's Mr. Hater Blocker. But I'm just saying he needs a very wide brimmed hat. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm still just
Anyway,
sitting
yeah,
here
let's
thinking.
not even get into Shy Guy pimping.
I'm still just sitting here thinking about Jerry Miyamoto and his
Quiet. The Miyamoto with all the bad ideas. No. Let's get back to tennis basics. Jerry, I don't know, man. I think people like these games to be a little less grounded. No, trust me. You know,
This
people
is the
want
one.
Wii U. They need
This
a
is the
realistic
one.
tennis sim. Fuck Jerry. But yeah, man. You know, the one thing I was gonna say is, you know, I'm glad that your trivia kind of pushed me in the right direction. You know, with the, you know, it was the team hint. You know, because one, you know, there's only, you know, one sport that's real team oriented. You know, that you know, that makes sense, and that's tennis. And
Well, it's
also
only one
thinking,
sport that's real team oriented with two people.
right.
Like, a lot of
Yeah, I was gonna
sports
say,
would be-
wait a minute.
No, I mean, like in terms of like Mario sports. I mean, you know, because that's the thing. I love the tunes, but I was wondering, getting into this topic, if you know, if we're just gonna have to give giveaway trivia, because a lot of the Mario music in like Mario sports games, some Mario Kart games, it all kind of runs together after a while. Like
A little
Yeah,
bit,
Mar-
yeah.
like if you hadn't given that trivia, you know, I had eliminated Mario Strikers from the list because the music in that definitely goes for more of a European soccer vibe. But like this could have been any number of Mario Golf or Mario Tennis games. And I was like, oh fuck, man, I really hope he gives some good trivia, because
Well,
this
that's
is a
why
toss up here. Like
I tried.
it could have
to,
been like Mario Hoops 3-on-3 or some shit. Like
I tried to
Yeah,
pick music that was like the first song kind of sounds like Rico Harbor from Sunshine, and the second one's kind of Donkey Kong, and then third one's some weird arcade thing. Like, all right, so it's
Yeah.
covering like a wide variety. Maybe like I don't know. I love this game.
No,
So-
I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. A lot of Mario games do that. They're all loaded with, you know, like a lot of these sports games, when they're done right, they've got, you know, multiple tennis courts or golf courses or basketball courts or whatever. And they've got great tunes, which are, you know, callbacks to great, you know, all the great tunes they've had in the past or great, you know, series they're affiliated with. So, yeah, it just, you know, I'm not like ragging on the tunes for kind of running together. It's just there's an abundance of good tunes in like the 2003 on Mario catalog. Like,
No, I was trying to pick things that would kind of like stand out, but then you make a very good point of like, yeah, this is definitely a Donkey Kong. This is definitely like a Mario Sunshine. All right, what Mario games feature like all of these things? Huh, that really doesn't narrow it down, does it?
Exactly. I know it's not Ultra Smash because it didn't have anything fun, but yeah, it could have been anything with multiple themed anythings. But
Well, this sounds like a Mario sports game that has like Wario and Donkey Kong. Okay, so I'm down to 30 games.
yeah, exactly. This is a game featuring Waluigi. Fuck! Come on, more than that. But anyway, yeah, man. No, I'm not ragging on you at all. It's just there's a wealth of good Mario music to choose from, and when you set the theme as Mario, it kind of takes away from the. Well, this is definitely a Mario game. That part becomes implied. So it could trick things up just a little bit, but yeah, man, great pick, man. I'm glad that we got a Mario Tennis game on the show that you actually like.
I really love this game.
Good. But should we continue on, Johnny?
Sure thing.
Game 5.
Nice.
That was cool. I like that. It's fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I know this.
Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Very.
What?
Oh yeah, man.
What year is that from? Like, that's so confusing. That could be from like the mid '90s or like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
Sounds like
great.
if Mario joined like an 80s cover band. I love it.
I'm hearing timeless. Okay.
If this is what I think it is, I almost went with this game.
Oh man. So, in addition to the music from the Mario series, this game also features arrangements of several public domain classics including Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, The Skater's Waltz, Tritch Trotch Polka, The Old Folks at Home, Mozart's Turkish March, and Pomp and Circumstance. We are superstars. Any more trivia for this game?
Yeah. That's on.
This is one of the few Mario games whose primary antagonist is Waluigi. I'm pretty sure it is. Waluigi says for this game. Let's see. John Regan says Mario Classic 2008 graduation party is pretty close. David and David goes, Dance Dance Revolution Mario mix. Absolutely correct. Oh yeah.
Just please, from Wario, like,
Okay, that should be reconnected and hopefully not choppy anymore. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So
I don't know where this falls in like Mario fans' hearts, but I can see it being like, loved by those that played it or hated. I mean, like, I don't know. This one it's such an odd Mario like crossover thing. Like, who asked for this?
the music's fucking jamming though. Like
Yes.
you can't even be mad at that. And that's the only thing that really matters in a DDR game is does it have good music that makes you want to dance? And it
Exactly.
does. So fuck yeah, we got it. It's solid. 10 out of 10.
And what's more fun than dancing to like a fucking DDR'd up version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with like a Mario filter on it?
I was gonna
I
say
mean,
the old
come
folks
on.
at home.
The Old Folks at Home was so good. Like I was so tempted to just choose those songs for the game. Like,
Oh.
not Mario music at all, just like DDR'd out versions of like songs from Carmen and like Mozart and like the Old Folks at Home, and just have everybody like Like, it's
Do I hear a fresh ass mixtape?
exactly. Oh man, Dance Dance Revolution Mario mixtape coming soon from Game That Tune or not. People on Patreon need to let us know if they want that. But yeah, man, did anybody actually play DDR Mario Mix?
I never played this one. I think at a party at Jesse's house, or maybe a friend of the show, Anthony's house, like I walked past them playing it. I'm like, the fuck is that? I'm like, is that Mario? Like, okay, that's weird. I just kind of like kept going inside. I never stopped to watch it really.
Too cool for DDR.
Because I suck at DDR. Like I'll fucking like baby deer legs fall off the mat after I'm done. Like I don't even fuck with that shit.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
On the one hand, I've never played DDR Mario Mix. On the other hand, I've played DDR, so it's basically the same thing.
Is it though? How many DDR games did you finish the story mode of?
This is story mode.
That's a point.
Of course, the fucking story.
Yeah,
mode.
there's a story mode where like Waluigi feels like a musical keys, so you have to go on a dancing adventure to get them back.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta fucking serve Waluigi. You don't even have to fucking fight him. You just fucking like slam dance. Like I'll fucking fight you, bitch, on the dance floor. Like what's up?
Dude.
I wonder if they chose Waluigi just because he's so damn lanky. Like his animations are probably insane.
He's got enough legs to actually do like some sick dance moves for like dance battles. Like if it was Wario, he'd just be kind of like spinning on his taint. But since this Waluigi, he's got actually like breakdance and shit.
Okay, I think we just found the episode title.
Fucking yes, nailed it.
No problem.
2, end of list.
Yeah. 1. Episode title. 2, I don't actually have a list.
Yeah.
1, episode title. 2, refer to 1.
See, number 1. But yeah, no, it's funny that Waluigi is the villain of this. But yeah, I was watching a couple of videos of the story mode, and this one is obviously, since it's DDR, it's developed by Konami, but it was also developed by Hudson Soft, and on like the Super Mario Wiki, it lists like Nintendo SPD group number 2. I'm like, that means they sent like one guy over to be like, okay, yeah, you're not fucking anything up. Good job. See you later. But
most of which has 3 divots in it when you draw them. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Exactly. But yeah, since it's Hudson Soft, who I'm pretty sure also did like the Mario, like most of the Mario Party games. It makes sense. It's just it's very DDR, but also it's the world's very Mario Party looking. Like if you go back to those GameCube Mario Party games, they had a certain aesthetic, and this captured it and added DDR to it. Like it's not really set in any recognizable part of the typical Mushroom Kingdom, but don't question, just dance. I don't know, man. I love DDR games though, so I probably would have enjoyed this had I felt the need to get it. Like I had DDR on my PS2 though, so I wasn't the kind of guy that was either going to buy this for the specifically GameCube DDR pad or like use a controller converter or anything like that. No. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna let that one slide on by. Like I already feel silly enough playing DDR in the comfort of my own home, but if my roommates come home and find me playing DDR Mario Mix, it's a different. That's next level. Uncomfort in my own home. I don't know. I was never comfortable playing DDR. Just look at me.
There's a phrase here with John, which is that you should dance like nobody's watching.
Problem. Frequently there were people watching.
Fun short story. I owned a DDR mat, but I never had a copy of DDR to play it on.
What? Why?
Oh, man, that's a fucking shame, dude.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? What'd you use it for?
So there was like somebody had made a DDR for computers, where if you had a DDR pad and an adapter for your computer, you could play it on your PC with all these custom songs. And
I remember.
I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. So I got the pad and the adapter, but then I never even downloaded the stupid software on the computer. Like I just never did it. I bet you just threw the pad away.
I distinctly remember coming over to your house at some point. You're like, dude, you can make like custom DDR songs on here. Let's just let's pick one. I'm like, Bombs Over Baghdad, and
I do remember this.
It flooded the screen with arrows, like it was impossible.
Yeah,
fucking amazing though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I think I realized I didn't like DDR. I just
I've always sucked at it. Like, I'm good at Guitar Hero, but I mean, it's easier because you're not like making your legs move around and shit. And
Yeah,
I
no,
got
but like,
kind of shitty knees already. So
back in the day, they were really selling DDR as like a in-house fitness kind of thing, and I was like, fuck it, man. I enjoyed it a couple times I played it. I'll grab one off like eBay and play it, and then like I just got laughed out of the living room, so I just stopped. Like, it's like I was clogging up the TV, and it's funny. I was living with Dane and Michael and Dane's sister Devin, and it was Devin that laughed me out of the living room. It was not Dane and Michael. They didn't give a fuck. Like, they wanted the PlayStation back, but they were like, "No, man, do your thing." And then Devin's like, "You seriously playing DDR in the house?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's wrong with you?"
what if she laughed you off of the screen so that when you went to your room fucking crying on your pillow, she could just play instead?
yeah, she
might have
was
been
able to play it.
Shit.
Yeah, that was Devin's MO. Secretly love video games.
Dance like nobody's watching, John.
Was not
Dance like
studious.
nobody's watching.
Love video games. Yeah. Anyway, man, I don't know. I've got a love for DDR, and I imagine it would be pretty fun to play this. But I get the feeling it's now probably exceedingly rare, and even more so to be able to play it with like a GameCube DDR pad. Like that's got to be fucking rare. But yeah, no, game looks fun. It's like I said, Mario Dance Dance Revolution story mode. It's got little extra Mario modes where you get to stomp on enemies instead of arrows.
That's awesome.
Like it's just Goombas scrolling up the screen. You got to smush them, and yeah, Waluigi's the villain. So it's everything everybody loves about Mario, right? It's got Ein Knock music and Waluigi as the villain. It's classic. It's just, A plus. DDR Mario mix. Fantastic. But anyway, how we doing, Johnny? How we doing on time? What are we thinking?
First, one second. I got complaints about audio again. Let me fix this.
Damn you, John.
That's why I watched the chat. Let's see.
Hey.
Watch the chat.
It's good.
Yep, I don't think I switch it there. Okay, that's switched, and now let's switch it back. Okay, that should hopefully be fixed now. Okay. Yeah, we're not running super short. We got a little bit of time, but I think we could just, we could go over the question of the week and then tape the bonus video if you guys are for doing that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Fine. I don't want to hear that extra thing.
Oh, do you want
It's
to
good.
or
Yeah.
we just do the? Do you want to do the extra song? We just do the extra song.
No, I'm just we don't have to know it. No, don't. Because
Okay.
thinking about it, we keep going like routinely over 2 hours at this point.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I guess that's the end of the game, and this game has gone about like I expected to. So I'll be interested to see what the calculated computer has to say about this one.
Yes. We have to feed a piece of information to the calculating computer, which is who won last week.
David
That would be David Fleming.
Okay.
There's the team of Mario.
Yes. Pay attention.
Okay.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps. Boops.
Johnny, give it to
Scoring
yourself.
complete.
Okay.
This game's
Fuck it.
winner is John Regan.
Whoa!
Whoa!
From nowhere, John Regan coming through with the 1-point victory.
Winning the
Man.
only way I know how, which is when I just win just because.
Winning the only way I know how. Clerical error.
Yeah.
Going golf rules tonight, right, folks? Wait, nobody chose Mario Golf. Damn it. Good game tonight, John. Yeah, see, no, it makes sense. You can't choose a Mario winner between me and David because we were always going to get everything right. And then, from there it falls to you and other David. And logically,
And
since you scored the least points, it had to be you.
To be fair, I guessed Wario Woods, and he's not even fucking in that game. So yeah, give it to John. I don't deserve this.
Yes, you both at some point guessed a game that was already used on the show, so that cancels out. But you then guessed Wario's Woods, which does not feature Mario at all.
I
So
forgot the one he's a villain in.
yeah,
Super Mario Bros. Land 2.
But I'm glad that you mentioned it because I love game overing people.
Game over! Mario's so proud of you.
Oh, Mario, you fucking just dig that knife in deeper,
Yeah.
buddy.
Mario throw in the shade, man.
Oh,
I also love the fact that the resident Sonic fan won the Mario episode.
That's what makes it the ultimate twist.
yeah, we got one is in air quotes on that one.
But yeah, no, the other thing was, like me and David both tied with 4, the best score we could possibly get. And I prepared a tiebreaker, like more than one tiebreaker in case like some of you guys tied. But here's the problem with being the one that does work for the show and also gets the games right. Like I can't break my own tie. Like you guys aren't going to make tiebreakers. So, I mean, fuck it. It just goes to Johnny.
All right.
Game that tune, peek behind the curtain. So anyway, great game, Johnny. What do you got in mind for next week?
I'm going to steal David Weiland's theme that he mentioned earlier, which was just games that aren't a flagship series.
Okay.
They can be standalone. They can be maybe part of a series, but no Sonics, no Marios. They have to be a smaller series, and just use your best judgment on smaller series. I'm not going to hold anything, to like real strict standards here. Like, it's just,
I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
if you're comfortable calling it a smaller series, then it's probably a smaller series.
I'm gonna say, do you want to like cap the series at 2 to 3 games,
Nah.
something like that?
Nah.
No, okay.
Because, like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
consider Lemmings a flagship series, but there's so many of those games. You know what I mean?
True.
Lemmings is one of the best-selling games of all time. I mean,
But, I guess, like,
well,
flagship
sneak
to a
preview
console.
for next week's
I
show.
don't know.
John Regan has selected Lemmings. In case
It's
you were
just
wondering,
old classical music. I've already looked it up before for another game. It wouldn't work.
love Lemmings.
It's a good game though.
That's a good call. I would call Lemmings a flagship series. It's been around fucking forever and it sells like hotcakes. But, whatever. We're going to use our best judgment. We're not going to fucking pull, Mario, Sonic, Mega Man.
Tune in next week as we fight about what a flagship series is.
Son of a bitch. It's just the most
The
argument.
Mario soccer game. Is that really flagship?
Yeah, exactly.
Mario
Nobody
with it.
This
What
is
do you
America.
guys fucking mean Bubsy isn't a flagship?
Yeah. It's Super Mario's P-Cross. Nobody ever bought it. Like, Mario's P-Cross is a terrible series. You should know that. No, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Nice stolen win, stolen theme. Just man, this is a classic Johnny, man. Love it. But fuck yeah, man. Great game tonight, and we've got our winner, so that means it's time to move on to the question of the week. Johnny, are you doing the honors on question of the week?
Yeah. Let's see here. So our question of the week this week is, what game would you like to see Mario appear in?
Mm-hmm.
Did we get online responses? If we did, I haven't read them. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. I thought you had these pulled up, which is why you insisted that we answer this.
Oh no.
No, we barely got any responses. That's why I was going to jettison this part of the show. Let's see. Going through some. See, we really should have been pulling these up as the show was proceeding.
Well, as John is pulling them up, David Weiland, what game would you like to see Mario appear in?
Man, like he'd be kind of fun in like a GTA style game, but they're kind of sort of making like an open world where he's like running around a city with Odyssey anyway. So I don't know if they're actually trying to do that sort of.
I think that could be
I
really
don't know.
cool.
Yeah, just open world Mario just stepping on guys' heads, stealing cars and shit. I don't know.
like Mario Kart, but you steal the cars. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, like Burnout Paradise, but Mario Kart. It's just a big open mushroom kingdom where you can drive anywhere, and if you pull up at an intersection, it starts a new race.
Yes.
It'd be fucking
Genius.
sweet, dude. Yeah, just fucking
Yeah.
pull up at an intersection, red light, just fucking starts revving his like go kart.
Also, I was going to say, I mean, Mario Odyssey is going to be kind of like Grand Theft Auto, except you don't steal cars, you steal enemies' lives. You just take them over with your hat and then just like fly away as a bullet bill or whatever. Like, there's a little Grand Theft Auto, spice on this new Mario game.
Grand Theft Soul? No.
I mean, shit, it might be. I don't know, man. I've heard theories that Mario's hat's actually like a phylactery. He's a fucking lich.
I don't think we're allowed to have fan theories for a game that isn't out yet. Come on,
Johnny, you've never been on the internet before, have you, bro?
No.
Cool. Well, yeah, I did pull up our 2 responses that we got to our question of the week. One is a simple answer from Kevin on Facebook. He just says Dark Souls. That's it. No elaboration, just Dark Souls. So, sure, why not? I don't know if that means like you encounter Mario or you play as Mario. Regardless, I probably still would suck at Dark Souls. So, good call on that. And then John Garcia, also on Facebook, says, just make a Mario Telltale game. Yeah. Sorry, but your princess is in another castle. And then star, Mario remembers this. Just, you fill in the details of a Mario adventure with, Telltale and, fucking, like, whatever decision trees. Like, should you go into the castle? Like, yes. Yeah. Is the princess in another castle? Okay. I'll remember that. Very downbeat, Telltale, Mario storybook. Make it happen. You can see that in the Paper Mario style. Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Yeah. Who else has answers? You guys, knock it out. Who else has answers? You guys,
I actually have an idea, and I was thinking that cool, and by pretty cool I mean there we go. Yeah, it's just
God, he's holding us in suspense.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that should work. I think it'd be sweet to see Mario in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform.
God damn it.
They thought about doing it. I remember reading, I was like, how come Mario's not in this game? Because they put like Banjo in it and you can play as the Mii's. And they thought about putting Mario in it, but I don't think Nintendo would let them do it.
Yeah, I mean, wow, John, real audacious answer there. Mario making a crossover appearance in a kart racing game. How wild! David, I think you said you had a good answer for this, right?
I think I have a good answer.
Yes.
So, how familiar are you guys with additional content in Shovel Knight?
Ooh,
Not at all.
Because
where it exists.
The 3DS and Wii U version use the Shovel Knight amiibo, which is awesome and cool. But the PlayStation and Xbox versions have optional boss fights. You can fight Kratos in the PlayStation version and the Battletoads in the Xbox version.
Nice.
And when you beat them, you get a suit of armor that kind of mimics their powers and abilities. And I think it would be super cool if Mario was a guest boss in Shovel Knight. And after beating him, you got like a suit of armor based around like his overalls or something, and that let you do Mario stuff. Like maybe you got a Tanuki tail and could hover, or you could do the triple jump, or when you swing the shovel, you shoot a fireball.
Like stomp on dudes' heads to kill them or something like that.
Well, you already kind of do that with
okay.
I was going to say, that's the Shovel Knight, all right. Yeah, no, that's that actually sounds really cool, and I could almost see like them going for that. I mean, Shovel Knight's got the support of like everybody, so yeah, I could see Nintendo going for something like that. It'd be a little weird fighting Mario as a boss, but whatever. Shovel Knight's a little bit weird. They could make it work. That makes my answer seem crappy and slapped together because mine was never even like a real good answer anyway. But I'm thinking like Mario in like something really realistic, like Uncharted, just like. And then I was like, well, that wouldn't make any sense for him to be in Uncharted because Uncharted's set, for the most part in the real world. So then I was like, well, what about just a Mario Uncharted where it's like just, Mario having to, climb and explore and, do crazy jumps. And then I was like, that's not really out of line with what Mario does as it is. So yeah, I never really got anywhere with this question, but something with really great Mario graphics and also like the snappy dialogue of the Uncharted series. Make that happen because, Mario, He's just an Italian stereotype sound maker. It'd be pretty great to see him narrate a gritty story about finding treasure and come to terms with loss or some shit like that. So let's have that. Yeah. So cool. Great question of the week. Do we have a question of the week for next week's show?
No. Let's see. So
Yeah, I hadn't thought about one for my thing, but I think I'm going to use it. What about what series is there's another game in it?
Yeah, there you go. What series do you think basically a game, like a series that should have had another game,
or should be a flagship series.
Should be a flagship series, underrated.
Might be a little bit underrated.
Yeah.
Things
Basically,
like that.
games or game series that you think deserve more attention. They don't get the what game do you think is underrated?
I was gonna say, go ahead and phrase that in the form of a Game That Tune question of the week, and you're onto something.
Question of the week: what's your favorite underrated game or game series?
Bingo. That's good. That'll spark some great discussion. And, that's what we like here on Game That Tunes. Great discussion, not nonsense and silliness. It's not what we do. But yeah, great game tonight, guys. A lot of fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We had some really great chatter in the old chat box. So thanks to everybody that's watching along with us live on YouTube, live on Facebook, on twitch.tv/GameThatTune. You can follow us on Twitter at GTTPod, and be sure to check out our Patreon page, where we've got fantastic exclusives. We've already got David's GTT rap.
Thank you.
And the Nintendo 64 Fantasy Draft mixtape. We got another mixtape publishing this Friday. Jesse just slapped a mixtape together, and it's going to be coming out at some point. So we got some great stuff coming for our Patreon subscribers. So, $5 gets you access to fantastic content from Game That Tune. And it's enabling us to do more stuff like live streaming and, just more silliness that we want to put out in the world. So, I got a freaking capture card. I'm streaming Switch games on Sundays now, baby. But yeah, so thanks to everybody for checking out our Patreon. Thanks to our current Patreon super fan tier producers. John, who are our Patreon super fan tier special thanks producers?
Our special thanks producers are Alex Messenger and new this week, Lance Revere. I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. I'm so sorry. I guess R-E-V.
John, you're fucking this up, man. You know, special thanks, somebody.
Alex and Lance. Your last names will be in the show notes.
Fire us a message on Patreon telling us how to pronounce your last name, and you will be subsequently mentioned in every episode of Game That Too. Thanks to Alex and Lance on Patreon for your support. We really appreciate it.
They're saying in chat you got it right the first time.
I don't remember what I said the first time. I'll have to listen later to figure it out.
Fantastic. So, yeah, man. Thanks for the support. And again, follow us on Twitter at GTTPod. You can find me at JGangster187. Find David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Find David Weiland on Twitter at
Nameless888.
And you can find John Regan, this week's highly questionable winner, on Twitter at
JP Regan JR.
Fuck yeah, man. So take us home, Johnny. What are the bonus tunes?
The bonus tune is a EDM mix of the Super Mario World Castle music by Ben Briggs.
Sweet.
Yeah, love that guy.
Mario is copyright 1990 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island is copyright 1995 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Mario's Picross is copyright 1995 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Mario Power Tennis is copyright 2004 Nintendo of America Incorporated and Camelot Company Limited. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix is copyright 2005 Nintendo of America Incorporated and Konami Corporation.